is the finished layout for Project 2 of Wildflower, either celebrations or birthday. On the kit instructions, it says Wildflower Birthday. On Stampin' Up, it says Wildflower Celebrations. Whichever, it's the same. This is pretty pastel paper, and I love all the flowers. It's fun and easy to make. All of the pieces have been cut prior, so you can see how easy it is to put together. Here we go.
Hi, this is Dorothy with That Scrapbooking again, and we are going on to Project 2 of what now this says Wildflower Birthday, but when you go into Stampin' Up into the where you buy the kits, it says Wildflower Celebrations. So don't know why the discrepancy, but they're the same kits. So whichever Wildflower Birthday or Wildflower Celebrations. So here is the first page. So I've got all the cutting is already done for all these kits, all 3 kits. So I am going to I just kind of do a quickie layout to make sure I've got all my pieces together. And so we are going to, and I think I'm going to use the light side of this because that goes better with the flowers up here. So I am going to just go ahead and start laying out. And this gets 3/4 of an inch up from the bottom. Now, once again, on any of these kits, since we've got really nice thick paper, you can use either side of the paper, depending on what you like. I do love flowers. I would probably be inclined to use flowers, but let me just get this situated here. Okay, there we go. And it got jostled. Okay, here's the inch. 1, 2. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and put this on top. And it's nice when you don't cut it and it stays 12 inches because then you just go from one end to the other. Okay, so the next page, now this is going to overlap. And if you look, so this goes 3 inches up from the bottom. So let me get my really beaten up. When you have these plastic rulers that has the black on them, don't use alcohol to get your stickum off of it, because I cleaned my grid clear off of the ruler. So don't do that. Okay, we're gonna one thing is, depending on your pictures, and this goes all the way over to the edge, because this is cut at 11 inches. So we're going to put it all the way to the edge. So, it's always fun to be able to learn from somebody else's mistakes, right? So you don't go making the same ones. You might make different ones, but you know what? It's okay. We aren't perfect critters. Okay, I am going to, so I dovetailed. So you're just going to make a slit in the middle, eyeball the middle. Okay, and this is going to go up. So this is 3 3/4 of an inch. So I'm just going to go 3/4 of an inch up from the bottom of the flower paper. Pretty simple. And this little squiggly, so this was a die cut. Now you can use various things. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to see how this works and just put little bitty dots, if I can get it to come out. It's always the trick when you leave your glue standing for a bit. There we go. So you don't want to put too much on. Of course, we're being stubborn. It just came out, right? Don't know why it's being so stubborn. Maybe it's getting low. Maybe that's the deal. I think that's the deal. So I have to squeeze pretty hard to get anything to come out. Okay. So, and this is going to go in the center here. So I'm just going to let it find its own place. Okay, the next thing is we have this piece, which is actually going to hold like 2 3x4s. Now, if you want to make your photo stand out a little bit more, you could stand this up a little bit. But I think what I'm going to do is have the flowers stand up, and this is going to go just above the, or just have, yeah, a little bit showing from here. So that's going to be about where I want it. Going to make sure that it's even. So looks like I'm putting it about 1 inch over. Doggone it. So if you use a tape runner on your squiggly, it won't have a tendency to move. Okay, let's shoot for 1 inch again. Okay, so here we go, and it's just going to be a tad up from or down from the flower paper. And then we've got this piece, which is, I think it's about a 3x3. And this is going to go just kind of just like this. It's about 1/4 inch or so over. Now they have some little tags that are part of the, oh, that's weird. Okay, they have to be cut apart, surprisingly. And this is off, let me show you, this is off the sticker page. So I'm cutting this little tab off. And you can put it on top of your picture, but I don't have pictures there yet. So I think what I'm going to do is pop it up. And then the picture can slide underneath. And then the other thing that's going to get popped up is this pretty floral. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut some of the pieces that are leftover pieces. Might as well get the most use out of your supplies, right? There's no reason to get this out of the way. There we go. So I didn't figure out where these need to go. So I think I'm going to put it down here. So the picture can go under here. And then they actually show you journaling directly on the page. So that's up to you. If you have another journaling card that you want to put there, then you could certainly do that. See, I have a label that could be put here from one of the card making kits. Okay, let's go on to our next page. Now what you can do, instead of measuring, you can totally put the other page up next to this. And just line them up together. I'll just go ahead and use the ruler here. And put my next piece down, snug up to that one. And then this, let me go over to the next set of instructions. So this is getting justified over to the left side. Let's see, you can just line these up, and then this is going to come right to there. Makes it very easy. One less thing to measure. Okay, and then we've got our little piece showing there. We're going to do another dovetail. Once again, we can line this up Now, if you want, let's see how this works instead. And this is going to go like right in here. Here we go. And we've got, let's see, a 4x4. That is going to, it's going to come after the first loop here. And some flowers showing above and below. And then we have a smaller, this is a 3x3, this is a 4x4. And they have this actually overlapping. I think what I'm going to do is just put it right here. And then we've got some fun balloons. Now they have these tucked under. I am totally, well, come on, stick down. They have this tucking under here. I kind of want it to pop up though. So I'm going to put it one like this. So I want one here and maybe one here and here. Then we can tuck it up under there. And the balloons, I think the balloon should stand up. That's my feeling. I don't want to tuck those under. It's always fun to have dimension, not only on your cards when you're making your cards, but on your scrapbook pages too. Because even if they're under a page protector, you can still see the dimension. Okay, so I am going to put this just like that. And then we've got the word celebrate. That is going to go right in between. And I like how it's all kind of a little squiggly, so it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. And we've got, let's see, is there anything else that we've got? This is over here. And I think we've got all of the things on our pages. So now you can always add more. I mean, if you have sparkles, glitter, you know, whatever kind of shiny embellishments that you have to use up your stash, you can totally add that. So I'm going to bring this down a little bit so you can see the whole layout this way. I'm going to come up just a little bit. Okay, stop. So there's always stuff that you can add if you are so inclined. I start adding, and I have to tell you, I always get to the point where I've put on too much. But there are little tassels here that you could add, and hooray, hooray, that you could certainly add here and there. You can use the tag for dates. So here is project 2. So thank you for watching.
Hi, this is Dorothy with Scrapbooking. Thanks for watching my channel. Please subscribe and learn along with me. Thank you. Bye-bye.